morning. Welcome back to the homestead. Well, I got up early. Not, I slept in today. But I got up and I went to the store and bought a couple bags of ice. Why did I buy ice? Well, I'm back on the refrigerator repair. Those of you that have seen us before, or been following us for a while, know that I went through this whole deal where we emptied the refrigerator and the freezer, we turned it off, got all the ice out of it that had compounded, because it was frozen up on the coils that radiate the cold to the refrigerator. And the freezer itself was also very impacted with ice. The solution to that was a fan unit that you install on the cooling coils and then run the wire outside, hook it up to 12 volts, and it circulates the air all the time in the refrigerator, uses very little electricity, but it keeps the air moving so you don't get the ice buildup. And it also allows the cold air to get to the bottom of the refrigerator better to cool the items down there. The problem we have with it freezing up completely is when it does that, everything below halfway doesn't get cold enough and we start losing things. So I'm in the process of defrosting again. I put the bags of ice in a couple of ice chests. Removed all the contents, well, all the contents that needed to be removed, shut it off, and now we wait for it to defrost. Once it's defrosted, we'll install the fans. More on that later. Okay, we're back on the refrigerator for the moment because we kind of need to get that done so we can get it cooling down to put our food back in. So you can see the ice is melted. Now though, I have to get all the water out of there. The water that was in the refrigerator is going out the drain like it's supposed to. But there's no drain for the freezer, so I'm going to have to mop that up. So this is the drain trough that goes inside. I pulled it out. The directions say to get power from the light, but you have to pull the light out. This one doesn't come out to get to the wires behind it. So the alternative is to run the wires down the drain tube and connect them outside. So that's probably what we're going to have to do. I'm afraid if I pop them out, they're not going to go back in, but I can try. Okay, after much prying and praying that it didn't break, got the light loose. So I should be able to hook onto the light wires and not have to partially plug the drain tube. It's a better alternative. Thank you, Brenda, for making me stick with it. Annoyed as I was, it's all good. Okay, we have two gray wires, a red wire and a black wire. Red wire comes in from power, 12 volt power outside, and the black wire is ground. The gray wire is a switchable ground to the light that's there. So there is power that runs directly to the light, and then the black goes through the switch, which momentarily grounds it out, turns the light on, and so forth. So I'm going to have to pull positive power from the red wire and negative from the black. Should be that simple. So that confirms it. The red is positive, the black is negative, and the gray is the switchable ground. So I just need to tie into those two. They're a little short, so I'm going to have to add some wire possibly. I'll have to get the part out and look and see what wiring it's got in it. I'm not sure how long it is. If you see me going like this a lot, it's because I got new glasses. And these aren't progressives, they're bifocals. So I'm not used to having to tilt my head down, tilt my head up to see out of the bifocal and to not see out of it. So that's what all the head thing is. I'm not having spasms. Well, I might be, but not today. Feed it through the hole in the back of the refrigerator. Oh, unless you read this side, then it tells you to use the light. I need to go get a small Phillips screwdriver to remove a couple of screws to get the light bulb socket out. I might be able to hook up to it there. That way I don't wind up shortening the wire. I had to switch glasses for this. It was too difficult. I'm just not used to them enough yet to do this stuff. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is peel back the insulation a little bit on this positive wire right here. There's a little fitting on the end of it that hooks into the light socket. So I'm going to peel back the insulation from it and solder the wire for the fan onto the back of it and then cover it in heat shrink. Apparently this is the wrong soldering iron. This one's been contaminated, so let me run out and get the other one. And what I'm doing is tinning the ends of the wire. In other words, getting solder on them already, so that when I put them to the other wire, I really don't need to add solder. I just heat them up and they'll melt together. Nope, somehow I've blown a fuse. I gotta go see if I can track that down. No idea where. Well, some ideas, but no idea. Okay, well, I found the burned fuse. It was a hide and seek thing. I had to pull the back of the refrigerator off on the outside, and then pull the cover off and found it there. It's only a 3 amp fuse, but it's a 125 volt 3 amp fuse, so it's a 110 volt fuse, so like standard house current fuse. I don't think I have one of those here. I'll have to go get one. But I found it. The question though is, why did it blow? That one's got me wondering, because I just don't understand why it would blow. I had 12 volt right there, and that's what I was hooking into, I thought. but I don't know. I know when it blew, I got a pretty good idea when it blew. I thought I saw the lights flicker a little bit. If that's the case, that's why it blew, or when it blew. But why it blew, I don't know. It's going to take some investigating. And a trip to the store. Okay, I found the fuse. And then I checked the new fans themselves to make sure that they worked on a separate battery, separate system altogether. And they seem to work fine. I'm not sure what caused the fuse to blow. It happened when I plugged the fans in, which makes me suspect. I don't know, unless I created a short somewhere that I'm not aware of. I don't see how I could have, but I gotta check. I don't know. I only have one spare fuse. It's possible when I was checking the voltage that I might have shorted across the two leads, which could have blown the fuse. I don't know. I'm going to shut the 110 power off the RV, plug the fuse in, turn it back on, see what happens. The voltage is backwards on the red and black wire. That's what happened. Okay, well that worked. Now I just got to put the rest of it back together, cover up the bare wires, and pop it back into the ceiling and put the light in it. In that order. Well, there you go. We got the job done finally. Many odd things didn't go the way they should. Seems to be a pattern for me. I'm not sure why, but we did get it going. Let me show you exactly what the tool or the device is. It's just a fan that circulates the air across the cooling fins in the refrigerator to help keep the air circulating. These old refrigerators are static. They don't have any fan inside to circulate the air like modern refrigerators. So this will help take care of that issue. Also, it should keep the frost and ice from building up on those coils. Should also keep the items in the bottom of the refrigerator colder as well. And the light works too. Okay, I got to wrap up the outside as well. Remember that blown fuse? This is where I found it. Wasn't easy to get to. Had to dig. Finally figured it out. Good old YouTubes. Alright, so that wraps it up for this job that took, gosh, a couple hours longer than I should have. Or a couple hours longer than I thought it was going to. Anyway, appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time here on the Homestead. God bless you. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment. God bless you now.